Ooh, it says recording.
Ron, welcome. So I'm
Great.
chatting with Julia Crouch today, and Julia and I have known each other for over 10 years now, I think.
Mhm.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
And Julia teaches our prenatal yoga class at Align Movement, and she brings a vast amount of training and experience and a calm, supportive ease to her classes. I
Sometimes.
personally have not taken her prenatal class, but she gets
For
raving
no
reviews.
reason.
And I have taken other classes from you, Julia, and I do really appreciate the presence that you bring to class and all your knowledge. It's great.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, so Julia, can you tell us a little bit about what you have and what you are hoping to offer in the future as you sort of look at your career,
My career.
your career so far?
All right. Well, as Rachel said, at Align Movement Studios, I teach the prenatal class, and it's very much geared towards empowering women and prepping them for the birthing process and what comes afterwards, both their bodies and mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, all of that. I really like to tie all of that in. It's fun music, fun moves, things like that. So that's what I'm doing with Rachel. In the past, I've taught a myriad of different yoga classes in the Comox Valley and in the Middle East and across Canada. And before that, I was teaching at Bodyworks with Rachel, doing Pilates on the Reformer, as well as some mat work in the community too. So run that gamut, and I also do nutritional coaching. So that's really where my passions lie. But I'm loving teaching yoga right now with the community.
Nice, nice. And you're just getting back into teaching because you have been busy with two tiny boys, two little boys.
They're
Who are
so little. He's almost one
so
in
cute.
a
Oh,
few days. My youngest is 1, and the other guy is 2.5. So
yeah, man, that's
being stuck at home right now is really busy.
for sure.
Yeah.
So I think you have a unique perspective compared to who else I've talked to, because you have a young family, and you also have a passion for helping pregnant, prenatal, and postnatal women. So what is a tip, a sanity tip, let's say, with a young family, or just a tip for staying healthy and positive during this time of COVID and uncertainty?
Yeah. Well, I think as we know, things really start to compound. So just taking moments for yourself, the little things that matter, like putting down your phone sometimes, because we're always curious to see what's going on, especially these days. I know the first couple of weeks of this isolation, I was on my phone a lot, and my headspace was kind of plummeting. So I've tried to put that down quite a bit. And then kitchen dance parties are good. We kind of
Ooh,
like to have morning dance parties with the kids
yeah.
sometimes. But definitely picking up any kind of meditation practice is a really good one. And that can be tough, especially with kids. Right now, I'm getting up quite early to do my own personal practice, but I've had a long standing one. So if you're new to meditation and you're kind of balking at even that word right now, just things like it can be a movement meditation, just noticing how you're moving your body through the day, or how certain things are feeling in your body. And could be when you're eating or when you're cooking, just noticing the smells, noticing the flavors, just things that'll bring you into the present, rather than maybe when your mind is wandering way away, or when you're thinking about the past, things that happened then. So just trying to anchor yourself to the present moment, and especially with the breath, that's a good one to anchor to too.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, that's really good. That's helpful for everybody. um, how do you see our community, our wellness community specifically, or the community with kids, um, moving forward through this?
Moving forward, I think that everyone's going to have a little compassion for each other, because we're definitely all in the same boat right now. And regardless of how you raise your kids or whatever you do in your day to day, we're all stuck inside right now. We're all in this kind of together, the community. So I'm hoping that it'll build some stronger bonds that way,
Mhm.
and maybe just make us appreciate a little bit more what we do have with other people when we are actually able to connect with them again, and when we are able to hug our closest friends again, and when our kids are able to play together again. It's going to be really special. So I'm just hoping that moving forward, people have more awareness around that and maybe a little more compassion towards each other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and appreciation for and gratitude for having the connection to our families, but also the connection outside of our
Mm-hmm.
families.
Yeah.
Which is a big piece.
Mm-hmm.
And do you feel like your parenting, do you personally feel like your parenting has shifted a little bit with the situation, just in that it is less external and more internal in terms of your home?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that happened for me, my biggest shift since all this started was, in some ways, I feel like I'm not chasing the rat race as much anymore. I'm not engaged as much anymore. Because we're not out seeing these people, although I know Facebook and things like that can make you feel like a bad mom and all that mom guilt and things like that, which is not helpful for anyone, but it's hard to get out of that mental space sometimes.
Yeah.
So I think actually I've shifted a little bit away from that myself personally, which has been great. As far as parenting, just trying to find stuff to do inside and outside, but also it's hard not to sometimes think the what ifs and just try to appreciate them a little bit right now, even though thankfully kids are low risk at the moment. Mm-hmm.
It's true. And do you have a exercise for mind, body, or soul that might be useful right now for people?
I do. Just a breathing visual guided meditation. So if you want to sit with me for a few minutes, if this is kind of towards the end of our little interview session, I'll walk you through that because it's a few minutes long.
Okay.
Do that together. But aside from that, just breathe, just move in any way that feels good. Dancing is great. Yeah.
Nice. I love the dancing. Dance parties. That is like a perfect way to lighten things up, lighten your heart, lighten your body, lighten the mood, everything, right? It just is that instant freedom.
Blood flowing,
Yeah.
moving, laughing at dance moves, all the things. Yeah. Good
silly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah. And yeah, so is there anywhere so we posted a video. So on our YouTube channel at Align Movement, Julia has posted a 30-minute prenatal video for all you mamas. And and hopefully working on some more going forward. And
there'll be more to come.
Yeah. So it's a good way to check out Julia's teaching is to go on our YouTube channel, Align Movement Studios, and take a class. Take it if you're not pregnant. That is something I was saying to Julia is on my to-do list for this weekend is I'm going to sit down and do Julia's prenatal class.
Yeah, there's lots of modifications for pregnancy for sure. It is, I will say, if you have attended my classes before, it's not quite, it's a little bit of a different style. This is a very basic one, the one that I put online. So it's a little more like probably other yoga classes that you've done before. A little less, there's no Kundalini meditations in the one that I put online, although I will do one in the future with those meditations as well, which are particularly beneficial for prepping for the labor process and birth. But still great. Check it out. It'll make your body feel good, hopefully.
Nice. Okay, one more question for you. So just based on your own experiences with birth, and I know that you had very different experiences with your birth, what could a mom bring into her birth at this time? Because I imagine it would be a bit scary preparing for birth in this time and preparing to have a newborn at this time. What is birth can be so great but also a scary thing. What could bring a mama a little bit more peace with this extra fear factor? Ooh, I know that's a biggie.
Thanks, Rachel.
I know. That's a surprise question.
Oh, yeah. I would say because there's this added layer of fear, and fear can impact how your labor progresses and how you experience pain, I would recommend looking at how do you deal with hard things in the past? What have been your go-tos to deal with struggle, with pain, with long enduring things? If you've done any kind of sporting events like a marathon or anything like that, what did you pull on? Do you have certain music that always uplifts you? Do you have certain mantras or things that you can say to yourself, like, I am enough, I am enough, it'll be okay? Do you pray? Do you have, say, a spiritual connection or a religious connection that can help you? Is just to take inventory of those things, maybe even write them out, because there's a lot of things that you can use during that process, and they will help just ease your mind and ease that fear factor, because some of them we can't control them, really. We can't control the COVID thing out there, aside from self-isolation and social distancing and all of that ourselves. But some things are just unknowns, and there's a lot of unknowns in birth. So controlling maybe the ones that you can now, as far as just feeling safe with who's with you and your provider, and just learning, if you have time, some breathing practices, things like that.
Okay, that's great. That's great. So did you want to lead us through a little?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. So this one's a little bit looking to the future, and just being the best that you can be in the moment, or just loving yourself kind of thing. So I invite you to close your eyes. If that feels comfortable. Just find a comfortable seated position. And we'll just spend a moment just taking a nice big inhale, especially if you haven't taken one yet today. See if you can breathe a little bit deeper. And take a full exhale, just letting go of everything that's going on right now. Bring it back to your breath. Take another nice, deep, long inhale. Full exhale. We'll do that 2 more times. This time we're going to raise our shoulders up towards our ears as we inhale. And then as you exhale, just really let them drop down and feel yourself releasing, relaxing. One more time like that. Big inhale. And exhale to let it go. So just finding a normal, uncontrolled breath, just easy and peaceful. And I'm going to start this visualization. You'll be thinking about someone who is sitting in front of you. They're maybe 3, 4, 5 feet in front of you. They're sitting and they're looking back at you and they're smiling. And this person is yourself in 5 years' time. So you're looking at yourself sitting in front of you, smiling, they're happy, they're relaxed, and they're looking back at you. This is a live action kind of person. It's not a photograph. So they're breathing, they're moving, you see the glow of life in their skin. And you just notice how fulfilled you look in the future, this person looks. And how they're not carrying that baggage or the stories or anything like that that hold you back in day to day now. And looking at this person, you see that they're able to become, they are the person that you want to be in the future if you're not holding yourself back and you're not doing the things that are maybe sabotaging yourself. So seeing this person in the future, they're breathing. You can ask them any kind of question that you want in the future. If you need to, they know the answers, and you can always check in with yourself, because this person in the future will be cheering you on. They are encouraging you to make all of those choices day to day, the best that you can. Sometimes we won't always, but sometimes we will. So that in the future, you will become this person, healthier, happier, and they're your biggest cheerleader. They're cheering you on because they know, this person in the future, that you can do it. You can make those changes. You can just be more happy, more relaxed, let those things slide off, and you can breathe. So just taking another moment or two, we'll visualize this relaxed person, this happy person of your future, knowing again that in the future, if you need to, you can ask them any kind of question, and your intuition will know what kind of decision will be best for you. You can go with that. And then staying here just with a couple more breaths. Nice big inhale. Nice full exhale. Maybe bringing a smile to your face. And then letting that go. And you can open your eyes again as you feel fit. And leave that there.
Thank you.
Stay. You're welcome.
Thank you for taking the time to chat with me tonight. And we'll look forward to watching your videos and yogaing with you soon. And hopefully being back in the studio soon.
Yeah, for sure. I miss it.
Yeah.
I miss all your faces too.
That's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Soon enough. This too shall pass.
Oh, it shall. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks a
All
lot.
right. Stay healthy, everyone.
Stay healthy.
Rachel.
Yes.